What is the danger of Iran? There's a lot of talk about Iran lately, what the US might do, what Israel might do, what other Western nations might do. Should we do sanctions on them? Should we hit strategic military sites? What should be our involvement with Iran, and what is the danger exactly that it presents? So check out this clip where he goes through some of the key dangers that Iran presents to the rest of the civilized world. But before you watch this clip, hit that subscribe button over there in the corner. We'd love to stay in touch. Check this out.
So, an important aspect of this conflict is the Iranian nuclear program, which is obviously very concerning. Like you said, their mission comes from God. So I think they would be more than willing to use nuclear weapons because their mission comes from God. They wouldn't really subject themselves to deterrence, for example. So if Iran were to go nuclear, which it seems they're very close to achieving, how would that impact the dynamic of the region?
Well, 5 million people dead. They could destroy the state of Israel completely. There are 9 million people in Israel, and they could be wiped out like that. And then the implications of that would be massive. Obviously, it would be expected that there would be a nuclear response. And this is, of course, the nightmare that people have, and we can hope that it doesn't come to that, because everything goes out of control after that. Where are you going to go from there, But the Islamic Republic, this is one of the reasons why the Islamic Republic is so dangerous. Because, see, I mentioned before that they're 12er Shiites. Do you know what a 12er Shiite is? You do. But anyway, 12er Shiites, this is the idea. The Sunni-Shiite split was over who gets to be in charge after Muhammad. And the Shiites insisted that one of Muhammad's followers, whose name was Ali ibn Abi Talib, was chosen by Muhammad to be his successor. And the Sunnis, for a variety of reasons, Sunnis don't believe that. Right, the Sunnis don't believe that. They say that he didn't choose a successor, and it's up to the community to choose the best man to be his successor, the caliph. There's no caliph at all now, but anyway, this is the reason for the split. So the Shiites believe that there were a series of people they call imams. Now, an imam in Sunni Islam is like your local pastor or parish priest or the local rabbi or whatever. But in Shiite Islam, the imam is like the Pope. He's the head of the community, of the spiritual community, as well as the military and political community, and he's the successor of Muhammad, but he's also a relative of Muhammad and of Ali, because Ali was Muhammad's son-in-law. He married Muhammad's daughter. So there were 12 imams after Ali, or 11. And the Sunnis kept killing them, because there were always more Sunnis. The Sunnis right now are about 85% of Muslims around the world. And because Islam is the way it is, the Sunnis are always killing Shia. And the Shia kill Sunnis too when they get the chance, but there are fewer of them, so it's tougher. So the Sunnis kept killing off the Shiite imam. The last imam was a 5-year-old boy in the year 874. He disappeared. The Shiites say he went into occultation, into hiding. He's still alive. He's 1,200 years old now, but he's still alive, and he's going to come back at a time when the Muslims are persecuted more ferociously than they've ever been in history. Now, probably he was just killed by the Sunnis, but that's the Shiite story. He is the 12th imam, and the 12th imam in Shiite mythology is going to come back at the end of the world when the Muslims are being persecuted, that is the Shiites, and he's going to fight everybody and kill off everybody who doesn't convert to Islam, and then the world will be all Islamic, Shiite Islamic, and peaceful. All right? So, the 12th imam is going to come back when the Muslims are more persecuted than they've ever been before. There was a president of Iran a few years back, Rafsanjani, who said that we could nuke Israel and Israel would be destroyed. And if they nuked Iran, we could lose 10 or 15 million people. We can sustain that. And he didn't mind the idea of losing 10 or 15 million people in a nuclear strike because That would be the persecution that would bring the 12th Imam back. And another president of Iran, Mahmoud Ahmadinejad, he actually paved a highway to the place where the 12th Imam is supposed to come back. And so that 12th Imam could immediately get on the road and go to Tehran and start the killing. He takes this, in other words, very seriously. And so this is a doomsday kind of theology that could envision the deaths of millions of people. So we can only hope that the Islamic Republic will be stopped before they provoke that. But they could trigger nuclear holocaust in the world because they want that 12th Imam to come back. And that's how to do it.
So it does seem that it is essential that Iran does not get a nuclear weapon, and the exact methodology in geopolitics of how that goes into play, I guess we'll see how that actually plays out. But certainly, Iran would be a very, very dangerous place with a nuclear weapon. And what's interesting is that Iran is unusual, and I don't want to say unusual, but it's really the leadership, the Ayatollahs that came in the late 70s that are the people that hold these beliefs. The vast majority of the Iranian people are all good, and people have Western values, open to the West, want to be a part of the West. They're kind of being held in prison by their Ayatollah captors, if you will. So God willing, everything will play out in a good and positive way that doesn't need any sort of long-standing war, that it can be something strategic that gets us, that allows Iran not to have a nuclear weapon, and the world will be all the better place because of that. If you like this content in general, hit that subscribe button over there in the corner. We'd love to stay in touch. Take care.